All right, everyone, welcome back in. It's Bleav in Vikings with your hosts, Bryant McKinnie, BMac, and yours truly, Mike Wobschall, here to talk about the Vikings win over the Green Bay Packers last Sunday at Lambeau Field. Now, that's something Bryant McKinnie did a lot of during his career, but wins, they're tough to come by at Lambeau Field. So we're going to talk all about that win over the Green Bay Packers for the Minnesota Vikings. And we'll take a sneak peek at the New York Jets, see what BMac thinks about Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets and playing in London and all that. So we'll bring BMac in a second. But first, BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino, get in on a game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here. And the fun starts right now. And I can't imagine what it's like for you, BMac, with your football teams right now. Are you kidding me? With the Miami Hurricanes doing what they did on Friday, the Vikings doing what they did on Sunday afternoon, and then your Ravens, man, just absolutely taking the Bills to the woodshed. I'm just going to start being a fan of all the teams you're a fan of.
I'm definitely going to say the Ravens and the Vikings surprised me. I was surprised by the outcome of the Hurricane game. I was like, Virginia Tech, I don't know. That was like a nail biter.
They gave you a game now.
Who was it? But great game, great football. I'm glad that the Minnesota Vikings were able to go in the Lambeau Field. That's a tough place to win, and that's your rival, and it's still a win.
Yeah. We talked about playing there last week, BMac, and you were giving us some stories and some games that you remember. And, how about the feeling of winning a game on the road in the NFL, where it's kind of a rush after the games because, you guys got to get back into the locker room and the coach speech, and honestly, like taking all your gear off, showering, getting changed. You got media in there asking questions, whatever, doing their job. And then got to go get food in the line, get on the bus inside the stadium, bus, like that whole thing.
I'm going to tell you this. That win there in Lambeau Field was a great feeling for everybody. Yeah. Like, even like Texas and everybody, but like that's like a ×2 win.
Yeah.
Because that's in the conference. So, and it was in their home field. So it wasn't like in Minnesota. It was in Lambeau Field. Like, to be able to seal a win there.
Yep.
Not even still when y'all earned it. So that's a great feeling. Like, oh. So now they have to come to us, and they'll feel even more confident by the time they have to come to Minnesota. And that stadium with all the fans and everything's more electrifying. It's a great thing. Listen, did you feel like it's going to be like a little pressure, like to win that, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yes.
Exactly. So, like, we're not going to fucking act like, we're not going to act like we wasn't sure like how the outcome was going to be, but they got that win, and I was happy. When I said that, and then it was like a convincing win.
Yeah. Oh man, they're up 28-0 at one point.
Hello.
Yeah. So, and I had this note down because I wanted to ask you about it. And I'll just skip ahead to it right now. So, like, you're up 28-0. I don't think. I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong. But that they're coming back you don't know how far they're going to come back, but you don't think you're going to win 56-0. I mean, they're pros too, right?
Yeah, and there's one thing that we always say is like, even in college, you're like, they're on scholarship too, or they're pros too. Like we said that, the margin are going to close a little bit, but it's like at a certain point you have to realize like, but this big gap, there's no way we can let it like, we got to still produce a little bit. So they did a great job, and in that environment, they was able to hush the crowd early to go up 28-0. When they went up 14-0, crowd is hushed. Like, it's easier to operate and work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's they had a weird. Did you see how Green Bay scored right at the end of the half? They had that muff punt, and they got the ball really good field position, and so they got an easy touchdown. I mean, it's 28-0 if not for that. And so I think that gave Green Bay a little bit of life. And then, yeah, like you said, they're coming back. They're getting paid. They're coming back. So I don't really look at that as like, and actually, they didn't even really come back till the fourth quarter, BMac, because there was no point scored at all in the third quarter. So I don't think you don't walk away from a win like that feeling bad that they came back. It's just, it happens in the NFL, and it was a great win, and it's a division win, and you get on the plane and you feel good.
I would say this. Jumped up to a big lead, dominated. They might have surprised themselves, but a win is a win.
Yeah.
In the NFL, any given Sunday, you never know.
Yep, that's exactly right.
But guess what? That's the Green Bay Packers. Like, that's just the rivalry. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on.
Yep, for sure. What do you think of Sam Darnold?
Oh, my God.
What do you think of Sam?
My question is, what do you think of Sam Darnold at this point? What does the Viking fans like? We got to get some fans right now. What do y'all think of Sam Darnold? Because I felt at the beginning, nobody really felt like, oh, well, we don't know. And then J.J. McCarthy and all that. But it's like, is there trust in Sam now? Like, what's the feeling?
Yep. So I think that they're totally in on Sam.
We trust?
Yep. I think they love him. I think they're in on him. He's
earning everybody's respect. And I'm gonna say as a player too, like other places, he might have felt comfortable. He's relating to somebody that's making him feel good, and they're pulling out his potential.
Yeah.
So like I don't understand like when sometimes when people are like, oh, when he was there, it's about having a very coaching staff around you. It's about like feeling comfortable. It's a lot of things. I'm gonna tell you this. When I was with the Miami Dolphins and Tannehill, and I was like, listen, you got to do this and the other. Like, I don't know if he was a rookie. Maybe he was a rookie or a second year when I got there. But I was like, I'm telling him, like, this is me coming from Baltimore. Like, you got to go out there. Like, if you can run. He went to Tennessee, and I said, he's embracing everything. His wide receivers, like, he was the quarterback, like, he's embracing it, and he excelled there. So, it just really depends on the coaching staff and how they make you feel. And I've been a player who have experienced that before. Like certain coaches, like one of my favorite coaches is Mike Tice because you know why? He says, just get the job done. You don't have to look pretty. Now certain coaches want you to do it how they tell you to do it, so they can say, "See, I taught that," and that's their ego. But like at the end of the day, it's getting the job done.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So when Brad Childress came, he was a fucking egotistical maniac. I could bring other people on this podcast. We didn't like him. We played better when Brett Favre came. We all rallied around Brett. There was times where Childress was like, oh, he needs to come out against Detroit one year. No, Tavares said, I ain't going in because he said he's not coming out. I'm telling you to go in. Brett said, I'm not coming out. Like, so I'm giving you the behind the scenes of some of the things that was going on. Like, no, we didn't like him.
Yeah.
I can bring on Pat Williams, I can bring on Kevin Williams, I can bring on Randy Moss, I can bring on all these people. Brad Childress was a cancer to the team. And he was the head coach.
Yep. And so when the coach matters, and I mean, so credit to Kevin O'Connell. He
don't matter because guess what? When Brett Favre came, we all rallied around Brett Favre. He does matter because he's the leader of the team, but it's like, we don't like you.
Yeah. I mean, that is a look behind the scenes, BMac,
man. I'm saying this, and I'm standing on what I'm saying. Nobody liked you there. So you looking from when he was there to when he left. And you go get the players, and they'll be like, no, Pat Williams ain't like you. All your key for that, they didn't like you. I ain't like you. You try to call me Trey Thomas. You call Dante Culpepper Donovan McNabb. Like, you play little dumb games. Like, you know, my name ain't Trey. My name is Bryant. We begins with a B. Dante and Donovan, maybe. But come on, when you started calling me Trey, like.
Well, and so, you know, not to make this about the Vikings in 2010, but you kind of saw all that come to a head, didn't you, in 2010 when they tried to bring everybody back. The Moss thing happened.
But his ego you got rid of Moss and you didn't even consult with Ziggin, who worked so hard to bring him back to Minnesota to make the fans and everybody happy.
Yeah.
I was in the meeting and officer was like, yeah, he gave us a whole speech. I texted Moss in the meeting. I said, Dag, bro, I didn't even know that. He said, what you talking about? I said, oh, you know they released you? He said, let me call you back. That was right after the New England game because Moss got up there and he bigged up Belichick. His pride and his ego. His pride and his ego got him released.
Well, I mean, and so this all started because we're talking about Sam Darnold and being in a good situation.
It did start. I had a little venting moment, and we had to go on Brad Churches and everything. But yeah, let's go back to Sam Darnold. We like him.
Sam is definitely comfortable where he is, and you can tell that. You know,
the coach that's coaching him and whoever he can relate to, and whatever gems he's getting from them, makes him feel comfortable. They allow him to be himself, and he's playing. Let's keep it there. Let's just keep the energy and allow him to play football. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he's doing. Everybody's system is not made for everybody. So that's why sometimes you'll see people like leave one program and like, oh, they fed up. Sometimes it's just the system. Like it's just not like meant for them. Sam Darnold has found his space, and guess what? It could be something small from the fans or whoever say like, oh, he's this and other, and he used that as motivation. Say, when I get here, I'm gonna, light it up, and he's doing a great job.
Yeah, he is, and it's amazing. And you'll have to explain this, BMac, because unless you've been through it, I don't think you can really explain it. But like, one of the players was asked yesterday about Sam Darnold, and he was just like, Sam's my, like I can't remember what the question was, but it was asking him compared to other pro quarterbacks. And it was a defensive player. He's like, Sam's my guy. I'll ride or die with Sam. And it's like 2 months ago, he hadn't even probably barely knew Sam at all. Right. But like, you go through battles, you start, and you play games, and you get on the team bus and the team plane, and you have lunch every day, and you practice, and the guy proves it on the field. You love this guy now.
A lot of that with teammates is at practice too. And you'll see how somebody keeps organizing and doing things like and being relentless at practice, like, oh, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? And then now when the lights come on, it's like, oh, he's still got the same attitude. Like, I now want to like ride or die. Like, I'm going to ride. Like, that's my guy. Like, I'm going to have his back. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's what they are, and that's what you needed.
Yeah, so it's really impressive, and he's playing big in big moments on third and fourth downs. He doesn't have any interceptions, and he's got 4 touchdowns. He leads the NFL in touchdown passes. Like, and Kevin O'Connell's coaching it. He's coaching him, man. I mean, he's getting the best out of Sam Darnold. Kevin O'Connell is the 4th head coach to work with him, and he's done the best.
And guess what? Let you know, there's great coaching going on in the Minnesota Vikings camp.
Definitely. Yeah. And also on defense, too, by the way. I mean, look how the defense is playing.
Yeah, hello. Because guess what? It's an all trickle-down effect.
Yeah.
Oh, the offense is, all right, y'all, we got to step up. We got to do our part. Like, it's all the trickle-down effect because nobody wants to look like the weakest link. So it's a trickle-down effect. Like, okay, they raise to the level like, all right, we need y'all to score. I've been on teams where like, all right, we need y'all to score. All right, y'all just make sure y'all stop them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's going to do their part. And once everybody's on the same page, sky's the limit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. And when you're 4-0, like, obviously you were 2-0, then you were 3-0, then you're 4-0. You don't know where this is going, but is there a moment where, like, as a team, it's kind of like, oh, we're pretty good here. We're 4-0. Okay. Is there like the light turns on and you just get into a different mode?
I've seen something where it was like, it showed like going into this last game before people came 4-0, it was on like maybe 7 teams that was undefeated. Mm-hmm. But guess what? The Vikings light is still on, right? So I don't know who's still 4-0, but it's not them in no more. Like,
just the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. So it's only 2. It's only 2. Like, I'm gonna say it's like somewhere like 5 maybe, but you be like, oh, you're like, oh, okay. So how can we like prolong this? Like it's ways you try to figure out like how to prolong it, and even if you slip a little bit, it's like, but let's get back up to that feeling because it always feels great when you walk in that locker room and you don't got to worry about like you made mistakes, but I won. It's like, oh yeah, I made a few mistakes. We'll correct those, but if I lost and made mistakes, it's like that walk in there is a little different. Like, oh, I don't want to see this. They are playing good, and it's like they're just doing a good job. And I just want them to keep the momentum.
Yeah, I do too. And it doesn't get easy. There's no easy games in this league, and now they play the Jets.
What you thought their record was going to be at this point?
Not 4-0.
Based off the team that played, okay, the Giants, yeah, but then after that was like what?
2-2 or 1-3.
San Fran 49ers.
Yeah. I didn't think that. I thought 1-3, maybe 2-2.
Look, you got 1-3, and you see it's 4-0. Like,
yeah.
Us beginning this season, it was like, oh, and then you listen to all these other experts. I don't even know what's making people experts because I always say you still got to play the game. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You still got to play it. Yeah. So I don't know what makes people experts when you draft the new people, it's new coaching. It's a new dynamic, but I don't know why they feel like the Vikings was at the bottom of the thing. They're at the top.
Well, yeah, they're totally wrong on them. And it's like, so the Giants, the Niners, the Texans. Now, Green Bay didn't think this way, but I bet you the Giants, the Niners, and the Texans looked at their schedule, saw Minnesota on it, and they were like, I think we'll win that. That's one. We got that. We'll win that one, right? I bet they did.
But look how Minnesota looked at it is, yeah. Oh, we got to win this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
It was just different mindsets there. Because the 49ers, we all would have felt like, if anything, they might not win the 49ers.
Yeah.
Green Bay, I feel like rivalry games sometimes you just don't know.
50-50. 50-50.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
The Giants, you beat the Giants. Like, Texans, I wasn't sure. Like, everybody was so high on the Texans, but I was like, I don't know why, but for me, I would have felt like the 49ers, maybe, that would have been our loss.
Yeah. And here they are. They're 4-0. And so, and this is, like you said, any given Sunday. And this is the NFL, man. This is not, a lopsided high school matchup or a division, a Division 1, 2, or 3 college game where you're pretty sure who's going to win. This is the NFL. Everybody's a professional. And if you're not on your game, you will lose. And I think there's something to be said for when people don't believe in you, but you are confident in your ability, that motivational factor, don't you think?
Well, that's the only thing is like believing in yourself and then realizing like certain games, and I ain't gonna lie, in certain games I feel like they felt like we won that. We can win the next one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like after San Fran, they won it. They feel like we can win this next game too. You know what I'm saying? And it's as much as they feel, but keep them like healthy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
it's about that too. It's like keeping them feeling a little fresh too.
Yeah. All right. So going to London, man. Did you ever do that? Did you ever play in London?
No, I never had the privilege. Like they started there while I was there, but the teams I played on never was able to go there. But
so, what would you want to do?
Hydrate, because that's a long flight. So make sure y'all hydrate. I don't know what else, but I know it's a time difference. But hydrate and just get adjusted to the time and try to.
Well, when would you want to go over? Do you want to go over on Friday, or do you want to go over and be there all week? What do you want to do for practices? Because you got to make that decision as an organization. Yeah, we're going to fly there Monday. We're going to fly there Friday.
Me personally is like, okay, we're off on our travel day should be Tuesday because it's our off day, right? So Tuesday would be for me as an organization. Monday or Tuesday would be the day that we travel because that's the off day, and I would make the guys feel like we're back. Still in our regular, even though there's a time difference, they feel like we're back in our regular week because athletes are about routine.
Mm-hmm.
Routine.
Yeah.
So
that matters.
Flying over on Friday, just going to throw people off routine. Let's fly over there Monday or Tuesday because Tuesday's an off day. Wednesday we hit the ground running to work, like, and so we get people in their sleeping schedule or something. But me personally, I would say, hey, let's fly Monday, and y'all still have off on Tuesday. It gives you time to get adjusted to the time, and then Wednesday this time we got to be here, so I can now get you acclimated to the time, and let's work.
Yep, I think that's a good way to do it. I went over there twice as a part of the Vikings, and we went early on those trips and spent the week there. And obviously, as a staff member who doesn't have the pressure of playing in the game and I don't have to perform physically like you guys did, I enjoyed that because it's a week in London, right?
Yeah.
So I liked that. But, if you have to perform like you would have to do, I'm just curious how, what's going to put me in a position to perform the best? I would think getting settled in there all week would do it.
You have to. To me, I feel like you have to because athletes are such more of habit, right? So habit and this is what I normally do, this and other. So people get massages on Fridays. Have a masseuse there, like to let people get into their routine. Fly over there earlier. Y'all can afford it. Let's go Tuesday at the latest. That's the people off day to travel. So that could be a travel day. Wednesday we back to work, and then we, get into your routine then. But I would say let's travel on Monday. You know what I'm saying? On the way there, we'll watch the film on the flight. We got the iPads and all that, watch the film. We don't have to babysit y'all on the film. Watch the film, go over the mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And then Tuesday, let y'all get there and get adjusted to the time. Wednesday, we're back to work.
Yep. That's a good way to do it. Now, the opponent for the Vikings will be the Jets, BMac. You got Rodgers, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams. Anyone over there that you've enjoyed watching? Anyone over there that that you're connected with? What do you think about this matchup with Rodgers and the Jets?
I feel like I don't want them to take their eye off the pride. It felt like, the Jets haven't really been doing too good this year. Because you do have a dangerous veteran in Aaron Rodgers who can light the scoreboard up whenever he wants to. Sauce Walker has been shutting a lot of people down as far as receivers. But just don't. Each game you have to really take it as one game at a time. And that's why I don't get too excited with the Hurricanes. Each game is one at a time.
Yeah. Well, I think the public is starting to come on to the Vikings a little bit, BMac. They're actually favored in this game. Bet Online has the Vikings favored by 2.5. It's the first time they've been favored since they played the Giants.
I'm about to ask you that question too, because some said it'd be superstitious. I don't know. Some of these stats, Coach Tyson used to pull up stats you never won the Vikings never won the game on grass in the outdoor stadium. I'm like, who is keeping track of all this? When I was playing, who is keeping track of this? And if that's the case, don't tell us, because now you're going to subliminally make us feel like we can't win the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Gets in your head a little bit.
Say it after we win. Be because they said y'all couldn't win the game, but y'all won. Don't. I think as a coach, all coaches, if y'all listening, don't tell nobody what the team couldn't do. Say things that y'all can do, or don't bring that up.
Yeah, I it's like you gotta
subliminal, it's embedded in people's brain, low key. It's okay because we're not supposed to. No, don't say nothing like that.
You got to know your players, right? And you got to know who's motivated by what things, right? Did you ever run into George Stewart? He's a wide receivers coach in the NFL for a lot of different teams. George Stewart, do you remember? He was our wide receivers coach when you were there.
Who was the receiver?
Do you remember Coach Stewart when he was with us? Bernard Berrien was there. Percy was there. He was our wide.
It'd be 09, 08.
Yep. George Stewart was there. And George Stewart told me, he's because he was coaching the receivers, right? So there's different mindset there for receivers. And he's you got to know what motivates all these guys. He's this guy gets motivated by money. He wants to be the highest paid. This guy gets motivated by winning. He wants to win championships. This guy gets motivated. Yeah. You got to know that about your athletes.
I feel like knowing your players. So somebody like me, I get motivated what I like about them now is like they have more stats for like offensive linemen. Like, oh, you get grades. Like we got grades from the coaches, but like overall the NFL gets grades. It's like, oh, if I would have known that, I would have like, I want to be the best. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as grading, we didn't have that when I played. So now it's like, oh, people getting graded. Like on Madden, I graded out good on Madden, but like I had to wait for the game to come back out. But like each week, like, and how the NFL keeps up with people's grades, like offensive linemen don't have no stats. So my thing is, we ain't got no damn stats. Like, so really nothing. They're zooming on us if we jumped off sides or it was a holding penalty. Other than that, it was no stats. Now they have stats like, oh, this person did this. If we kind of pancakes, like, oh, I'm up there. I was knocking a lot of people down, like, but we had that. I would have accumulated more. Like, give me something. Like, I need that. That's what I need. Yeah. But yeah, like, put that out there. Like, give that. Like, people gonna play more, but some people need some type of motivation or drive or what. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm playing. Yeah, the rest of the positions get touchdowns. They making tackles. They get something where they can like look at like, oh, I'm here. I'm in the middle. I'm average. Offensive lineman, no, there's nothing. Yeah. I've been a big advocate of that because I feel like I played defense when I first started playing football. So me to transition over, I'm like, I don't even know the offensive lineman back then. However, I wanted to make a difference and say like, okay, recognize us because we are the engine. Your car can't go nowhere without an engine. The quarterback is the driver. The receiver and the running back is the motherfucking wheels. But if the engine ain't cranking up and moving, we not going nowhere. We parked.
That's right. That's what you were ranting about when offensive linemen don't get any
hello, y'all want to zoom in when somebody jumped off side. Y'all want to be like, these boys don't. Besides the quarterback, the offensive line don't never leave the field either. All the other positions, them DBs that can leave, the linebackers can rotate, the defensive line can rotate, receivers, running backs, quarterback and offensive line, we never leave.
You're on field goal team, an extra point team.
Hello.
Oh man, that's good stuff. All right, well, I mean, let's see if the Vikes can get to 5-0, man. I mean, think about how good of a mood we're going to be in if they're 5-0.
So let's think like, what was we talking? Like, what was we doing? Like now, I'm becoming like, how was our conversation going? Like to make sure like it's becoming traditional now, something like I don't know, like because when we say let's see, so it's
like what?
I don't know, like. You get what I'm saying. You don't. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, like, what we've been saying each week.
We've been saying, I think each week we have not
counted.
We're
saying game by game because we really haven't been saying nothing, right?
I don't think we've
been surprising the hell out of us.
They've been surprising me. They honestly, they have.
I ain't gonna lie, they've been surprising me.
Yeah. But I don't think we've counted them out. I don't think we haven't predicted like
no, but we didn't predict like undefeated at this point.
No, I mean, how could you? They played Houston, they played San Francisco and Green Bay. That's a tough schedule, man.
I mean, it is.
You know,
but we're here.
They're the story.
But we're here, so.
Yeah, and if they're 5-0, man, they have a bye after next week. They're 5-0 going into the bye. I mean, you know what you're thinking about when you're 5-0.
Rest up and everything. You can recover from your injuries, and so going into a bye week, I feel like to me, my attitude always was like, okay, it's a bye week. I can really become more physical in this game because I get a break next week. I want them. I don't know. I feel like somebody listening to some things we be saying because I feel like some of the stuff is like been translated over them. Play physical. You got off next week. So whoever's tuning in, tell them just be physical, be out physical, and you got a break next week to heal.
Yeah, we'll have Bleav cut that clip up and send it to O'Connell, and he'll play it for the team on the flight.
I feel like somebody listening to us.
They better be listening to you, not me. You know what you're talking about.
We both here together, so they listen to us.
That's right. I hope they are. And then I hope they beat the Jets and they'd be 5-0 going into the bye. And you know what people are talking about when you're 5-0? They're talking about the Super Bowl. That's what people are talking about. And that's something that you know about. So it'll be fun to talk to you in the build up to that. But I can't wait to watch them play the Jets. It'll be in London. It'll be 8:30 Central, 9:30 your time, BMac. Then we'll get on here together Monday and we'll talk about it. All right.
Absolutely.
All right, man. That's going to do it for this episode of Bleav in Vikings. We thank you all for watching and for listening. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to Bleav in Vikings. You can find us on all the major podcasting platforms and on YouTube as well. On behalf of BMac, my main man, Bryant McKinnie, this is Wobby signing off for now. Until next time, everybody, keep believing.